Okay, this is me, this is Ryako, and this is me attempting to record this for like the third time, fourth time. And the reason why it's like the third or fourth time is because there's like some fucking banging outside. I don't know. Somebody's hammering something, fixing some kind of fucking drywall. I don't know. But I'm really sorry for the background noise. I'm very sorry. Anyway, I'm making this video for VPC round 5, and round 5 is the last round, so this is pretty much like the last, probably the last VPC video from me. And I wanted to show you, like, or to at least share some of the ideas I had behind this, because I can't always, like, if I write it all down, it's gonna take flippin' forever to read, and nobody likes to read that much text. It's like a wall of text. So I'm gonna tell you what I did. This track is supposed to be a posse track, okay? So that means it has to feature like a bunch of vocalists. I'm thinking maybe like 3, at least 3. But in the case of our track, it was 6. And it was No Friends, which was Michael's group, one of his crews. I think he belongs to like a million different things, but yeah, No Friends, Michael, obviously, who is my vocalist, and me. And I got to feature, actually, because we were told that producers were allowed to contribute vocals only once, and I decided to do it for my own track because I thought that with, like, there are like 5 guys who are rapping, and let's break it up. Let's break it up and throw a lady voice in there, and that's mine. So yay! You get to hear me kind of sing rap, and I do it with, like, including 3 languages. English, obviously. You get 1 line of the Tagalog, and you get 1 line of Dutch. So yeah, might as well. Part of the producer challenge was also to record some live instruments. And so you had to, it could be like regular instruments, it could be like your voice, you could beatbox. I've never really done that before. I don't trust my ability to beatbox. So I decided to use some instruments I had lying around. And I'm not that great at playing instruments. I suck. But here are the instruments I used. It's a rape whistle. That's one of the instruments because I wanted to make this track with like a kind of a military kind of framework. I feel like, and I'll explain that in a bit. There's a little child's little shaker tambourine thing, and that was something I had lying around. And the third instrument was this, and it's a pink mini Strat, and I got this as a present for my birthday. And the reason why I have this is one, because I have a really great friend who gave it to me, but also because I have pretty small hands, and like they're really small, and it's hard for me to play like a regular electric guitar because everything's just like, everything feels like I have to contort my fingers, and I feel like they were like arthritic practically. So yeah, now I got something that's kind of small. So those were my 3 instruments, and I also decided to kind of give this, I mentioned before, like a military framework. And the reason was that I wanted to use some horns in this. I wanted horns to be like the main kind of like instrument to set the mood. I think horns sound beautiful. They really make you feel energetic if done right. Energetic and powerful, and there's a feeling of command in them as well. So when you listen to like MOP's Anti-Up, it's just, it's like the same kind of, it's horns and it's a beat, but it's horns, and it's the same kind of like theme through the whole thing, where it's like you hear the same kind of sample, and it's reworked a little bit, but it's the same notes. So I wanted to take the idea from Anti-Up. I really liked Anti-Up. I really like MOP's Anti-Up because of the way it makes you feel. It makes you feel like you're a badass. And Anti-Up is obviously it's like using gambling. So it really works, that kind of sound. The horns, they work well with the idea of like gambling and Vegas, and you think of like heist movies, and you're all in, and that kind of feeling. um and then I got a bit of influence from DMX's X Gon Give It To You, because I really like that, because I was watching Rick and Morty and they played that in one of the episodes, and I was like, this is great. It makes me feel really pumped. The horns themselves, they sound really fake. They sound really synthy, and it's clear that they're not real horns. It sounds like they're programmed horns. And it was like, okay, that's okay, but I didn't want to, again, I liked the descending kind of bass line, but I didn't really want to use that sound. I really wanted to find real horns, real samples, and then cut them up a little and create a kind of theme, so that you get a really interesting theme for the chorus. And that's what I did. And I also tried to include horns, different kinds of horns, in some of the sections. I think my section is the only section that's like horn free. There are no horns in my section, because my section is like a kind of a break. So you've got 6 vocalists in total, 5 are male, 1 is female, and so I knew that my section would be a break for your ears. And with everything, I like to feel like I'm telling a story. Every song for me it's like a story, and you have to give the listener an experience. You can give them a regular song, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think to stand apart, you have to give one extra thing. There's got to be like at least one extra thing, and for me, it's creating the framework in which you listen. So for this one, I decided on a kind of a military framework, because I needed something that would sound badass, but also work well with horns, but had, and I knew that with Anti-Up, like that whole gambling thing, it was already taken. You can't do like, it sounds like with horns, you think gambling, you think Vegas, you think heist movie, and that was already done. So I remember Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket. So I took a bit of influence from there, because I wanted all of us to feel like a team, but also for each of us to have our own strengths and our own badassery. So in the song, everyone has their own kind of section. And it's a little bit different. It might have some of the same like kind of recurring theme, some of the same notes, but in different instruments. And that's, I think, in order to create a cohesive posse track, I think you almost need that to kind of tie everybody together. Otherwise, it's just somebody singing after another person. It should feel like a kind of a progression. It should still feel like a story, and it's a story that's told by 6 people. And then they all give their own ideas of what it means to be strong, or what it means to be tough, or just who they are. And it's a big dick swinging contest. And even though I don't have a dick, I still wanted to like swing something. So rather than try to sound like a man, I used my lady voice because I'm a lady. And that's why it's made the way it is. I worked really, really hard on it. This song was a good deal of work. I think I went insane at the end. I'm pretty sure I did. I'm really sorry because I don't know. I don't mean to go crazy, but it's just because, you're sitting at your desk. I was, I did my usual thing, which was working on it till like 4:30 in the morning, and about 3 or 4 hours before the deadline, and also starving. So I skipped a few days of meals. Some meals I had like one meal a day maybe, and this was like my focus, and because I didn't want to disappoint, and also it's the last final push, so you might as well give it everything you got, and I did. And then I had like auditions the next day for a musical, so that was interesting. I felt like I was dying inside, but it got done. The song got done, and I'm really proud of it. And I want you to vote for me, obviously. I mean, yeah, I want you to know that I went through a bunch of shit to do this, but also I wouldn't mind getting your vote. Give me 10 out of 10 flames. I'm going to put the link below. I'm going to show you the artwork. You know that I kill myself for this. And I really do. I give it 1,000% because honestly, these people who give me vocals, Michael and No Friends, they gave me vocals. I can't give them anything less than my best. And yeah, I'm going to go a little bit fucking crazy to give them this, but they deserve it. They deserve that kind of respect from me. That's what it is. So this is the last round. Not Dead Yet is in first place so far by fractions of a fraction of a point. We're in first, which is amazing, but I'm going to need your vote. I will. And if you think your vote doesn't matter, no, it does. You matter. Your vote matters, because anything that can sort of like push, anything that can give us that 0.5, 0.25 points ahead of everybody else, at least in the public vote, it means a lot. It is a lot. And you know that I've been working really hard this whole time. And that what I make, I really care about. I really love producing. I love it. And I think that if we could win this, that would be brilliant. Shit, I know that I could use a win. God, I know Michael could use a win. Somebody fucking help us out. So give us 10 out of 10 flames. I'll give you the link below. Click on it, scroll down until you find the artwork. And then give us 10 out of 10 flames. Because, bitch, this is fire. And I'm not saying that as an exaggeration. I fucking believe in this song. I think it's so great. It's amazing. I'm sticking like, it's 6 vocalists in a song that is like 3-minute 40 something. It's not even a long song. I'm not going to waste your time. You're going to love this. And you're going to understand. You're going to hear just how much work we all put into it, but definitely how much work I put into it, because, oh my God, I wanted to die by the end, and I cried a lot, but it's done. So I'll cry a lot more if if we win, but there'll be tears of joy instead of agony. Anyway, thank you for supporting Not Dead Yet and me, Ryako, and I'm really glad. I'm really glad I was able to do this, and I'm really glad that I was able to take you on this sort of journey of insanity with me. Have a nice day, and thanks for voting. Bye.